What do you do when things get hard? We're living in a time right now where things are challenging for many people. Today, you're going to learn 5 things to do to change your state. And changing your state is basically the key thing to dealing with life. This week alone, I've had a friend who lost his dog because it was taken away by a coyote. I had a girl tell me that when she has challenges, she cries herself to sleep. I had another person tell me that they couldn't get out of bed because they couldn't deal with life. And I have so many stories that I hear, and I have so many people that have challenges in their life. Aside from everything that's going on in our world, aside from everything that obviously everybody is dealing with, we have to have a way of just saying, what are we going to do to put ourselves in a better state? And one of the main things is that I believe in journaling. Most of you that have heard of or follow Oprah knows that even Oprah journals. So just buy if you don't have it, but go to the store and buy a dollar ring folder and start writing down your thoughts. So what I want you to do is I want you to write down 3 things that happened to you today that are good things. And just write down something good that happened to you. Some of you may say, well, I don't have anything happy that happened to me today. I don't have anything good that happened to me today. Well, if today you woke up, if today you open your eyes and God gave you a new day, that's number 1. If you happen to be healthier than maybe most of your friends, that's number 2. If you're able to see this, that's number 3. If you're able to hear this, that's number 4. If you can walk, there's so many things to be thankful for. It does not have to be an incident that happened to you. It could just be something in your life. But the more you look for things that are good in your life, the more you're going to notice things that maybe you took for granted. So I want you to write down 3 things every day. And then after you write them down, I want you to read them 3 times out loud to yourself to remind yourself. And then what happens is tomorrow you do it again. Then after 30 days, now you have 30 days of things that are good that have happened to you that you can read out loud. After a year, you have 365 good days and good things that happen to you, which is about 1,000 great things that happen to you in the year. And there's always something good. It could be the simplest thing. You just have to look for what is good in your life. It could be you received a phone call from someone you haven't talked to in a while. And then the second thing I want you to do, the second thing is I want you to reread them at least 3 times a day. So as you reread them, it reinforces that good things are happening in your life. And I know everybody goes through bad times and everybody goes through challenging times, but we have to find a way to change that state, change the way you see things. A long time ago, I liked a certain phrase, so I had my son write it out on before many years ago. When you used to print on a piece of paper, it was this long sheet of paper and you had to cut it off from the printer. And I had him write down a saying that was direct your thoughts, control your emotions, ordain your destiny. And he thought it was so powerful that he had it tattooed to his arm. And when he's going through challenges, I just tell him to read his arm. But that is so important because when you direct your thoughts, you're directing what you're thinking about. You're controlling your emotions and you're going to have a better life because of it. Now, the next thing I want you to do, number 4, is I want you to, I'm on number 3. I want you to write 5 things that make you happy. It could be going to the movies. It could be going for a walk. It could be watching your favorite program. It could be just listening to music. It could be anything that makes you happy. It could be dancing by yourself with the broom. It could be singing a song. It could be whatever it is that makes you happy. Just write down and add to this. This is an ongoing list. This is a list that you add some more things. As you find things that make you happy, then you write them down. Sometimes it could be a simple thing. Sometimes it could be just the fact that today's the day you get paid and it makes you happy. Sometimes it could be the fact that you've got X amount of money in the bank and you look at the account and it makes you happy that you were able to save that amount of money. Whatever it is that makes you, everybody has a different thing that makes them happy. Some of them could be you got a promotion. Some of it could be that you are now retired. Some of it, everything doesn't not necessarily have to happen to you. Right now we're in graduation time. So there's so many people happy that their children have graduated. There's so many people happy that their children have been accepted for a school they wanted to go to. There's so many happy moments going on right now in people's lives. It could be, I just saw a friend of mine that posted that she hadn't left her house in years since her mother died, and she happened to go to a party this weekend, and she was excited to be around friends and family, so that made her happy. Find the things that make you happy and write them down so that then from that list, you could do 1, 2, or 3 of those things every day. Look for things that make you happy and do those things, whatever those things could be. Just write them down, do them, and have it as a reference whenever you want to decide what it is you want to do. Now, I know some of these things sound simple. I guarantee 100% that if you do this, it's going to change your state. It's going to make you feel better. Now, number 4 is we all have a circle of friends. Some of our friends are negative. Some of our friends are positive. Try to stay as close to the positive ones as possible. Try to look for more positive influence in your life. They say you are the 5 people you spend the most time with, right? So in some cases, let's say you're isolated, you live somewhere far away, you're not close to anybody. Well, all you have to do is go on a Zoom call. Zoom is free. You can get Zoom for 40 minutes for free. After 40 minutes, it knocks you off. You could just get back on again. But you could do a Zoom call with somebody that is in another country. You could do a Zoom call with a friend that you have from high school. You could do a Zoom call from a neighbor of yours that moved far away. So you could do a Zoom call with anybody. But you could also join groups. There's positive groups that you could join. They might be on Facebook. They might be somewhere else. But look for things that make you happy by being in a circle of friends, being in a circle of family members that uplift you. I think that one of the things we forget is that sometimes what makes us happy is not necessarily what happens to us. But I had a conversation with a girl last week, and she received a phone call from a friend who was depressed. And then by the time she got off the phone call with the friend, now she was depressed. So obviously I told her, well, maybe when your friend is talking to you, what you should be saying is, what can I do to help my friend? What can I say to my friend to change her life? What can I do so that my friend gets off this call in a better state of mind? Well, you could do many things. You could remind your friend of some great things that they've done in the past. You could remind your friend of how this is nothing compared to what she was able to do in the past and overcome. You can remind your friend that you're always there for them, listening to them, and never to feel alone. You could tell your friend, call me whenever you feel like this. Call me and just get it off. Once you just say it to somebody, once you get it off your mind, it makes you feel better sometimes just saying it. So I says, when you're listening, listen to see what you can say to your friend that can change your friend's mind. If you live close, you can say, hey, can I come over? We could sit down for some coffee. If you live far away, say, hey, let's meet somewhere for lunch. Whatever it is, you decide, because I don't know your particular situation, but you know that you can do things that sometimes will change the lives of somebody else. And if you do that, in a sense, that makes you happy. First of all, you're happy that they called you and they trusted you and they were able to pour their heart and explain to you what their situation. And then second, you're happy that you were able to in some way direct them. Maybe you tell them to watch this video. Maybe you watch this video together. Maybe you go on a Zoom call and you watch it together and you dissect it and say, look, this guy, he's this. You can say bad things about me. You could make fun of me. Whatever makes you happy is good. And the more people that you have that do this, then what happens is maybe you could take a negative friend or a friend that you try to stay away from, and all of a sudden this friend is now on the same path as you are because they're watching this video. And it's not just this video. See, number 5 is that I want you to look for empowering things. An empowering thing could be on YouTube. You can find anything. You can find Les Brown. Les Brown is very inspiring. Les Brown beat cancer, not a simple cancer, but he beat cancer 17 years ago. That means that there's hope for other people that have the same situation. But there's other people on there that maybe are just as inspiring to you. Look for people that inspire you and make them part of your life. If they uplift you, if they make you feel better, then listen to them again and again and again and again. And then what happens with YouTube, which is kind of interesting, when you have a certain interest on YouTube will send into your feed the same type of people, the same type of maybe content that you're listening to. So if you're listening to uplifting content, it's going to feed you uplifting content. And maybe you're going to talk to a friend, and the friend, you might say to your friend, have you ever seen anything on YouTube that was uplifting that made you feel good? Send it to me. I'm always sending people YouTube videos that I think are uplifting. I'm always sending them to them either by email, by text, and ask them, is there anything that you listen to that changed your life? Is there anything that you listen to that just makes a smile come to your face? Is there anything that you think will help me? And maybe they don't have anything, but then maybe one day next week or next month they listen to something and they say, oh, I have to send him or her this one. I have to send them this one because this is what we were talking about. And then if you hear something, and if you hear this and you think it's good, and you think somebody needs it, send it to them. Send back and forth, and then you start having something in common that you're listening to that you can have conversations about instead of what's happening in the world, which might not be necessarily the thing you want to talk about. Then send it to each other and uplift each other. If you find one person you could uplift, and that person finds another person, and then you find another, before you know, 10 people uplifted 20, and 20 uplifted 30, and before you know it, because if you cause this chain reaction, and you have uplifted 100 people because of one person that you talk to, and you keep this thing going, and pretty soon maybe you'll have a circle with 10 friends that you talk to once a month on Zoom, or maybe you have a call that you meet, or maybe you meet for coffee, or maybe you just make a trip to go somewhere together. But the thing about it is that it is in your control. It is within your power. I'm here to help you. I'm here to guide you. I'm here to change your way of seeing things as best as I can. As a coach, I hear many things. As a coach, I try to uplift people. And all my life, I'm looking to see what's the best way to look at this particular situation. So hopefully this helps you, and pass it along, and I'll see you soon. And I know that this is going to help you in so many ways. Leave me comments, leave me what you think. Let me know if this is something that helps you, because I really would like to be a voice in your life that can guide you and can get you to the next step, the next level of happiness, joy, and living a life full of just thrilling moments and enjoying your life, which is a precious thing.